I'm Joanne Banko, author, designer, and sewing educator, and today we're featuring a special accessory called the piping foot. Take a look at the piping foot that I have here, and then look over at the different piping that I have that's ready-made or pre-purchased. When you have a piping foot, you can create your own custom covered piping or use the ready-made like you see here in the different colored, different thicknesses. To make your own custom covered piping, you're going to cut yards of bias. Bias is important because bias stretches, and that allows you to go around curves, which you'll see in a minute. So we would use different cords available in different widths. We've got narrow, we've got wider, and we would simply wrap the bias around our cord, and the first step would be to create our piping. I've got piping already created here. You're going to see me sew it together in just a minute. But let me show you what this foot looks like. I'm going to take the foot, I'm going to show you the underside, which is very important because a piping foot is designed with deep grooves or channels. And that's so that when you take the piping cord and run the foot over it, it will move freely on the machine. So I'm going to go ahead and snap this on. And let's see how easy it is to sew piping. Simply create your piping with that wrapped cord, insert it between two layers, so we've got it sandwiched between two layers, and slip it underneath the foot, and make sure it rides right in that groove or channel. Now remember when I showed you this foot, I showed you the grooves. You have a groove on the left and you have a groove on the right. That's so that no matter which direction you're sewing, you can flip that fabric either way and still easily get to that piping. I've selected a straight stitch on the machine, and I've selected just a standard center needle straight stitch. But wait just a second, I'm going to take just a few stitches and you're going to see where that stitch is forming. Oh, it's great, I'm going right over my piping. But what if I need to get in just a little closer? I'm going to do that by adjusting my needle position. You can move right and you can move left, and we can bite just a little closer to that piping. All right, I think that's enough for you to be able to see. Let me cut the thread, take this out of the machine, and look at how smooth and neat and even that is. You can use piping on kitchenware. Take a look at the pot holders that I made, and you know that shows the real advantage of cutting that piping on fabric on the bias, because when it wraps around that cord, you want to be able to go around those curves. Those pot holders also feature beautiful decorative stitches and even a great looking monogram. How about using a piping foot for craft projects? Take a look at that notebook cover. That uses pre-purchased piping just as a nice little accent around the edge. Now look at the baby set. We've got a crescent-shaped baby pillow and a coordinating bib. So each one of those features custom covered piping once again, and take a look at how smooth and even it is going around those curves. Piping on an item like that not only gives it durability, it creates a great, beautiful accent. And then take a look at the dress. Home decor is great, but it's great to use piping on garments as well. So that features custom covered piping. We'd love for you to visit the website, download the instructions. You'll find special instructions for creating your own crescent-shaped baby pillow.